All right, we are going to get started here. Thank you everyone for making the time to come listen about our trek to Oaxaca. I'm Carrie O'Callaghan, the Director of Travel and Logistics for Embark Exploration Company. Embark is an adventure travel company based in Portland that organizes trekking-based trips all over the world. And one of those treks is in Oaxaca, Mexico. I personally just got back from leading this group in Oaxaca at the beginning of October, and it was awesome. We fell in love with Oaxaca when we were living in Guatemala for 2 years, and we discovered it and just kept coming back. We loved exploring the mountains and experiencing that really rich food scene that lots of people are hearing about, and you can't deny the culture and tradition too. It's pretty rich down there. Few notes about Oaxaca and about this trip. It offers legitimate but accessible hikes in the Sierra Norte. It's village trekking, but vehicle supported. Also has the opportunity to hike 2 different waterfalls, with one final challenge being the Nueve Puntas Mountain, which is the image that you see there in the background. And you can do all of this while also experiencing the culture and rich food traditions of the Oaxaca region, which is pretty unique in a trekking itinerary. So just first is a little bit about the area we're talking about. This is the Oaxaca region, in one of the most southernmost regions of Mexico, and it's based out of Oaxaca City. So quick kind of trip overview. We start in Oaxaca City for 2 nights, then we venture into the mountains of the Sierra Norte, staying in mountain cabins. Then we come down into the valley, do a day hike from one waterfall to another. And then our final challenge is the Nueve Puntas Mountain at 8,600 feet. Celebrate at a local distillery after hiking that mountain before returning back to Oaxaca City before flying back home. So starting in Oaxaca, it's a very vibrant, artistic city, rich in culture, tradition, and history. It's a World Heritage Site, and it's just a super fun, artistic city to explore. Tons of murals, really unique, one-of-a-kind, awesome city. Whenever I descend into Oaxaca, I feel like I'm coming home. It's a really great, great town. So we start off there, 2 nights in the city, and then we head up into the mountains, where we are trekking from village to village. And we're getting to experience like really diverse, different landscapes each day, each hour, just a lot to take in. This is our group there in early October.
It's not considered as a parasite because it doesn't harm the tree. So it just lives on the tree, and they live together, the tree and the flower. It's a symbiosis relation.
So there you get to see just a small little example of what you're going to see along the way. This particular footpath that we were on in this video was hiking a portion of the Camino Real, which is an ancient footpath that connected mountain communities. It was part of a network of trade routes that existed in the pre-Hispanic times. So it's pretty steeped in history and pretty cool to walk with our expert guiding staff who will tell you all kinds of things about that history. So after we're done hiking in the mountains, we descend down into the valley, where we get a chance to experience Hierve el Agua waterfall. It's Hierve el Agua means boiling water, and it's meant to convey like kind of what you're seeing with this calcified waterfall. So there's natural spring water here, and it's really rich in minerals, which makes it calcify as it descends down the mountain. It's pretty spectacular. There's our group sitting on the calcified waterfalls right before we descend back down into the valley on foot to a remote slot canyon waterfall. It's kind of a local secret, so there's no pictures of it. If you want to see it, you are going to have to come on the trek. So that is what we do before the final challenge, which is Nueve Puntas. This is a mountain in the valley. It's kind of more of an escarpment that has 9 different points to it, 9 different peaks. And we hike each one of them from the far left to the right. And we will accumulate over 3,300 feet elevation gain on the trip. It is a huge mental and physical challenge, but it's totally worth the effort, especially since you get to descend down into a local distillery prior to heading back down into Oaxaca City. But before we head all the way back, have to brag a little bit about our guiding staff. These kind of trips hinge on guides, and we pride ourselves in our guiding staff. Won't be disappointed with the amazing staff that we have in Oaxaca. The way that this trip is kind of organized is that we have lead guides who accompany you throughout the entire trek itinerary, and they're super awesome. But we also have our local guiding staff. They're indigenous guides from each village that we visit, and they're incredibly knowledgeable and passionate about their ancestry, their origins, history, food, and culture. You will walk away with some sore legs, but you'll also have gained a lot more knowledge than you ever really counted on when you signed up. It's pretty cool. Also, don't forget that this is a foodie trek. At each point along the way, our food and our cooks are local, and they're specially curated for our group specifically to experience those complex flavor profiles that Oaxaca is famous for. And here is a little tutorial by Armando, our lead guide, on tacos.
Okay. How to eat a taco 101. You have to hold it with your hands and make sure that you're tucking the back part of the taco, so you know the stuff doesn't fall.
Tuck the taco.
Yeah, and then you want to like bring it close to your mouth, but not like in front of you. A little bit to the side, and it is your head that you have to tilt with it.
Tilt your head, not the taco.
Tilt your head, not the taco. Life lessons. Tuck, tilt, eat. So that's some important life lessons about taco eating.
Okay.
These are some ladies in a local community that run the kitchen where we ate breakfast that morning. And here is our final dinner in Oaxaca.
Yeah, I did. But also,
So some final points about Embark's Oaxaca Trek. The whole trek is vehicle supported. You can do all or just a portion of the hike, however you're feeling at that time, which is kind of a nice thing to be able to have. We have expert guides who are passionate about the land, the culture, and the food. We do suggest that you plan at least 6 to 9 months in advance of doing one of these treks, because you do need at least 3 months to physically prepare for the trek. But anyone who is in reasonable shape can do these treks. So invite your friends, because that's an even better way to kind of spur yourself to train is to have a friend to train with. Here's a few more photos. This is a local village that we stayed in, La Chatao, on our second and third nights. And here is video. So finally, here are dates for 2023. We've got October 15th through the 25th, which we intentionally picked for those of you who want to stay on a little bit longer and take part in the Day of the Dead festivities that Oaxaca is also very, very famous for, which happens at the end of October. And then we've also got December 1st through the 11th. But we can also do custom dates if those don't fit into your schedule. October through May is the dry season. So it's October and November are optimal. Those are the best time frames because everything still is really nice and green and lush. You can do this trip in our summer months in July through September. It's gonna be rainy. It'll be beautiful, but rainy. So really there's a lot of like open seasonal time for this trip, which is great. And finally, if you have any questions or are ready to sign up, you can email Donovan at embarkexplorationco.com. In order to sign up for the trip, it's a $500 deposit, which goes towards the balance of your trip. And we are taking 10 people currently for each of those date ranges that I mentioned before, the October and December dates. And if you have questions or anything, we would love to hear from you. So don't be shy. And thank you for coming. And let us know if you have any questions. I think that is it from me. Thank you for making the time and hope to see you in Oaxaca. It really is a super special place.